for the evening walk, the evening promenade. So as predicted in my video the other day about liars, liars always sort of backtrack or flip away the truth, deflect the truth onto something else. So when caught, there will be a reaction to it. And it won't be a logical reaction or an adult reaction or a reaction of absolute honesty by addressing the problem and then bringing it to light and either talking about it or addressing it in a logical manner, i.e. I made this mistake, I'm sorry, this is how I want to move forward and make things into a more positive thing out of what's happened. A liar or a scammer who's been caught will then create another drama around it. As I said, they will blame it on someone who is out to get them, or they will laugh it off as a joke, or will play the victim. So if you've been caught, say, I don't know, scamming people or doing people out of money or telling untruths or misinformation or romancing someone online when you're not who you say you are, or trying to hire the services of girls online when it's not a kosher business, it's just trying to find girls on social media with no registered company to set up, not paying the tax, and sort of laughing it off as a bit of fun. And if you're doing that, that for me is kind of the darker way. So the darker person, the person who has no other sort of skill to be able to wheedle out of the lie, still won't admit the lie, but will laugh it off as a joke. Yeah, I did that, but it was all in jest. It was all in jest after they've tried different other ways to wheedle out of their lie. Normally, this dark person will then make another mistake, because the lie they then tell, on top of the lie they've already told, is actually digging them deeper. So say if you did try to hire the services of some people online, advertising that they would do something for you, and you haven't set up a business and there's nothing to check your credentials or you, and it's just an innocent person then coming to you on social media going, yes, I model, or I like to be hired out for whatever, then they're going on trust, right? So for me, this is the much darker place. When does the fun start and finish for the person then who has created their second lie, i.e., oh, this was just a bit of fun? What's the bit of fun? How is when a girl replies to you? When an innocent party, a girl, gets involved? Is that fun? Is that the fun bit? And then what happens? Where does the fun start? Where does the fun end? So if you've been caught in a double lie and then one laughs it off as something, you've got to be really, really careful, because the lie that you've now created could be worse than the original finding, right? So this is why every day we encounter lies. You know, I'm not saying everyone doesn't lie. Everyone has probably lied, right? It's part and parcel of life. But it's about how you then try and find a better road when you're caught, and whether you can learn from that lie. And there are certain people in the world who refuse to learn from the lie because it's not financially viable for them, or it's not viable for them another way. Because a person who lies is out to get something from someone or something, or someone through something, right? So this all sounds very confusing, but actually when you look at it, it's a very natural thing for a liar or a manipulator to do. So we find ourselves in this double, triple, quadruple lie, because the liar, as we all know, as we've seen from interrogations such as Jodi Arias, got herself into one lie after another, after another, after another. And then when you look at the lie that she was telling, there was no way of getting out of that. I mean, to be honest, how she got away without the death penalty, I will never know. But the truth, when you get to the center of the core of all the lies she told, the truth was so very dark. But there was no way this woman would ever let that truth come to light. She would never say it herself. And that's another sign of a weak person, but not a weak in a way that we would know. There's a massive amount of strength and defiance there. My God, I mean, it looked like her pulse rate never went up throughout the entire trial she was on, and she was grilled. But it's a bit like sort of Hannibal Lecter scenario, you know, that their system is in such denial, their system is steadfast, so they're unshakable. So liars can be shakeable, but there are certain scammers and liars that are unshakable, and that will never change. They will never change. All we can do is try and keep ourselves safe from these people. And to a certain extent, there might be, you know, mental illness there might be things that we don't know about. And it's the same thing that we ask questions about Chris Watts, you know, how can such a seemingly normal person do what he did? And they're everywhere. They're everywhere. You see a perfectly normal person, what you think is normal, charming, oh, the charm. And then once you get in there, there's something just not quite right. Now, you know in your heart when someone is taking advantage of you, or a situation, or taking advantage of your finances, or your kindness, or something that you do for their own gain. You know it, but we don't want to look at it. And the liar manipulator will never look at it. Once the liar, manipulator, scammer is caught out, another lie will come. Because it's not financially, spiritually, emotionally viable for them to be honest with you. They're not going to get anything. Because a person that does that is out to get something. Once they don't get anything from you anymore, you're pushed aside because there is no connection there. They act the connection, which is maybe what Chris Watts did. He seemed to act the connection that he had with people. But there was always something underneath. And I wouldn't know because I wasn't there. And I don't like making up claims and just making up things up for the sake of it. I don't know. But we all know and could see probably there was something there. And with a liar, manipulator, scammer, we know in our heart that something is not right. This person can be the most charming person in the world, but we know that something in our behavior due to being around them is not right. They've affected our behavior, whether it means that we've dug deeper into our pocket for a certain reason, we can't understand why, and we don't know what we're getting out of it. Most of the time, it's because we're getting attention from the liar, manipulator. We're getting valued. So we feel noticed. But it's another lie. We feel that if we give this liar manipulator something that they want, we feed them, that we will get something back. We will get noticed, mostly. So it's an interesting thing, how to watch the behavior of manipulators. It's a really good human study if you are interested in that kind of thing. To watch how a person reacts to stimuli and watch how a person reacts if the narrative isn't in their control anymore. A liar manipulator will always have their own narrative. And once one tries to get in the way of that or say, hey, well, actually, we're on equal footing. You know, I have needs, I have wants. What about if we try this? Or actually, no, I don't want to part with that money. Or no, I don't agree with that. watch the reaction. It won't be of a logical adult manner. It will be over dramatic. It will be very, very much in one direction, and it will be either victim playing, laughing off, or blocking. And that's the way that that person works, because they don't know any other way, because they're of the lowest common denominator. If they had another skill, or if they had the intelligence, they will be able to work through the issue, through the lie, through the problem, and see the light at the other end. But no, they can't, because they don't have that skill. They don't have that social skill. They override it with entertainment and lies and drama and laughing it off and creating another avenue to distract you. It's kind of like our government, right? Deflecting the fact that we arrived too late at this party of keeping ourselves safe. But we don't think about that, because they're sort of taking our eyes somewhere else. And that's what the liar manipulator will do. Take your eye somewhere else. He will just he or she will break your attention from one direction to another. It's kind of like a dog, you know, when you train a dog and they're barking at something. When you do a certain thing, you have to break their attention out of it and take them somewhere else. And it's the same with this situation. So just watch the behavior of a liar, a manipulator, someone who may or may not be scamming someone, in my opinion, and thousands others. It's interesting to see how it unfolds when the narrative is attacked. And normally innocent people will come into the firing line, right? But it's still interesting to see who the liar manipulator hits out at. So anyway, there's my little tidbit for today, that people are always worth studying, always asking questions. And again, you know in your heart what is the right thing to do. And you know if someone is bringing out something bad or uncomfortable in you. And the only way to solve the situation is to look inside yourself, because the only way out is in. You know. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.